We are getting ready for the Raiders and the Colts. Just the second home game of the year for Indianapolis. Peyton Manning says of his offense, it's clean, it's fast, and it's smooth. And folks, it is the most potent in the entire NFL. Can the Raiders stop it? We'll find out next. We are at the RCA Dome. Raiders hoping to end the road blues, taking on the Colts. Again, Jim Nantz along with Phil Simms. You said that the Raiders must exercise patience today. How is that? Something the Raiders are not about. On defense, they like to attack. The offense, Norv Turner, Kerry Collins, throw it down the field. But if you want to beat the Indianapolis Colts, you got to take it slow. It's good thought. They got the good plan coming in. Now, do you have the patience to execute it during the game? We'll be hearing from Bonnie Bernstein throughout the day down on the sidelines. Colts have won the toss here. We'll be seeing Manning of that high-powered offense right away. James Monroe on the return out to the 30-yard line, but there is a flag on the special teams. Brad Pyatt shaken up. Jeff Triplett is our referee.
During the return, personal foul. Number 51, face mask of the kicking team. That's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
And Peyton Manning, what will they do against the Raiders as the Colts begin from the 45? And they go with Edgerrin right away for about 3, running into a. So they give 4 to James on that opening carry. Edgerrin again, and he'll need about 3 for the first down. 3rd and 3 coming up. 3rd and 3. They bring in Brandon Stokely in motion. What a season he's enjoying right now, and several players jumped. It's against the Raiders. It'll be enough for the first.
Offside, number 91 of the defense, unabated to the quarterback. That's a 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
Yeah, Brayton couldn't help but jump.
Couple big penalties early for the Oakland Raiders. You want to slow the game down, you start out with a personal foul, puts the ball almost near midfield for this Colts offense. And now in a big 3rd down situation, you have a chance to go 3 and out, you jump off sides.
Dallas Clark is the starting tight end today. He's joined by Ben Hartsock on this play as Marcus Pollard inactive with a knee injury. To the 2 receiver set on 1st and 10 from the Oakland 42. And again, Edgerrin James getting some early work, this time only a yard. Peyton Manning, 100 games into his career. This is his 101st. Started every game of his career. But he is going through a stretch, particularly at home, Phil, where if you go back through his last 4 home games, including the playoffs, look at this, consecutive starts, 101, 4th streak all time. But in his last 4 home games, 15 touchdown passes and no interceptions.
I hear you say this all the time on golf. Ex-golfers saying about players, I say about Peyton Manning, he's playing a position in a game that I'm not familiar with.
Looking across the middle, was hoping to find Reggie Wayne, and look at this, Warren Sapp comes right in and knocks Manning down after the incompletion.
This play illustrates everything that the Raiders want to do today. Warren Sapp singled up on the inside. They want to hit Peyton Manning, and if you could see the receivers down the field, they are all covered. Nowhere for Peyton Manning to throw the football.
Boy, that's the kind of play that just terrifies Tony Dungy and Tom Moore.
This Raiders, I'm sorry, Jim, this Raiders secondary, one of the few in the whole league that can just line up with this wide receivers of the Colts and say, we can cover you.
3rd down and 9. Stokely returns. Set at the top of your screen, and they came blitzing in. They got it over to Stokely in time. 1st down and more. And Smith runs him down at the 17. Ray Buchanan came up on the blitz. Manning picked it up in time. Found Stokely for 26.
Well, they learned this. If you watch the Raiders blitz, there's actually nobody covering Brandon Stokely. Good block outside, and we found out the Colts, they said, look, sometimes when the Raiders blitz, they're so far off, if you throw it real quick to the wide receiver, they have a hard time making a tackle in the open field.
So the red zone right away for the Colts. 1st and 10 from the 17. James, right side. Looked like he would lose yardage, but instead gains 2.
I think the Raiders had a mix-up on the play before. Brandon, there was 2 receivers out to Peyton Manning's left, and there was only 1 defensive back. Philip Buchanan, when the ball was snapped, flew out there trying to make a tackle.
Well, you may have just seen it. The last 9 times the Colts have driven inside the 20 have resulted in touchdowns.
And the big difference this year for the Colts offense, inside, they can run the football now very well.
On 2nd and 8, play action. Manning looks left, throws, and the pass is caught. What a catch by Reggie Wayne. Setting up 1st and goal. The all-time receiver at the University of Miami is Reggie Wayne. And now in his 4th year with the Colts, boy, is he coming on.
Nobody open down the middle. Peyton Manning looks to his left. You see this a lot. Philip Buchanan all over the receiver, but somehow he's just not making as many plays as he hopes to, or the Raiders want him to too, of course.
1st and goal from the 4. Wayne to the left, Harrison to the right. He'll run it again with Edrin. Bouncing outside, and he'll lose a yard with this one.
Well, you know, Jim, you look at this drive. It's been rough for the Colts. The Raiders are doing all the things they talk about, physical. They've got them in positions, and all of a sudden, it's going well, you think. You've made some plays, and look where the Colts are on the 5-yard line with the 2nd down.
Well, they picked up 1 first down, the Colts, on a 3rd and 3 off the penalty, and then they, of course, Manning pick up that blitz that really kept the drive going. Stokely returns to the lineup on 2nd and goal. Edrin James, middle of the field, and he's a yard shy. They have contained Edrin on this opening series.
Well, again, they can cover guys outside, so they don't have to have all the defensive backs looking into the backfield to stop the running game like most teams do. And, of course, they have Warren Sapp and Ted Washington inside, along with John Perrella, which they can stop the running game with those guys. And Rob Ryan he's played against his Colts offense many times. As I said, worked on the New England Patriots defensive staff last year. He understands how to get it done. 3rd and goal. Monroe set off to the right. And it's Manning throwing right side. The catch is made, and rolling into the end zone for the touchdown is Monroe. That is an identical play that went for a touchdown against the Packers. James Monroe, 2 catches on the season, both for touchdowns. Now you understand why they're so good in the red zone. They can run it. Tremendous play action passing by Peyton Manning. Receivers and backs who catch the football very well.
Matt Bryant in to attempt the extra point with Mike Vanderjagt inactive today with a hamstring injury. So Bryant, 2 years a kicker with the Giants, signed on Friday. He comes in and true with his first boot. An opening drive touchdown of 6 minutes and 3 seconds, ending up in another Manning touchdown pass. James Monroe rolls into the end zone for the opening touchdown, a 10-play drive, Phil.
Well, that is impressive by the Colts, Jim, but let's think of the Raiders. You're on the road, you're trying to win against an explosive offensive team. 2 penalties that kill you. You don't cover a receiver on 3rd and 10, you let them pick up a first down, and then on the goal line, another 3rd down situation, they get it in to score.
And Bryant kicking away. Doug Gabriel is deep. and running from a yard in the end zone. Out across the 20. Look at Doug Gabriel go, and Matt Bryant helps force him to the sideline as Gabriel gets all the way out past the 40. And slow to his feet, but we'll see. Kerry Collins and the Raiders set up shop from their own 41 when we come back. We're back in Indianapolis with the Raiders' first possession. 2 tight ends to start. It's Amos Zaraway, the running back, coming off a 100-yard performance, and he scoots for about 4. Now they brought in Ronald Curry on second down. Second, we'll call it 7 from the 45. Pass caught by Ronald Curry, but it wasn't worth much except a big hit by Jason David. Bashir back after missing a game last week with a groin injury. Did not suit up against the Jags. He's back in the starting lineup. 3rd down 5, and Jerry Porter has the first down at the Colts 45-yard line. And 1st and 10, Doug Gabriel is in the lineup after being shaken up on the big kick return. They're looking for Gabriel. He's wide open, and Collins overthrows him. Wow, just left alone, and that was a certain 6.
Well, Kerry Collins almost takes a chance and throws it down the middle. Watch the safety go in there, and then Gabriel, nobody deep to help out the young corner. Kerry Collins, remember, you're indoors, you're excited. The football really travels inside.
2nd down and 10. Curry in the game. Zaraway in the backfield, and they go with Amos. Amos zigging down to about the 40. Set up 3rd and 5. The Raiders and the Colts here with a little disagreement. But the Raiders' road woes goes all the way back to December of 2002. They've lost 11 in a row since beating San Diego in December '02. A streak that began with a road loss at Miami. All 8 road losses or road games ending in a loss last year. And lost a heartbreaker in Norv's debut when they fought back against Pittsburgh to tie the game late, only to see the Steelers end it with a field goal at the end. 3rd down 5. Collins fires it. Ball deflected and intercepted by Harper. Incomplete, it's now ruled. Not an interception. The back judge says off the deflection before Harper scooped it up. It hit the ground.
When you're throwing seam passes up the field, this is what you got to worry about. Linebackers, Rob Morris, he tips it. It looks like Nick Harper makes the catch. But I did see the football hit the ground. Did he have his arms underneath it?
Well, they brought in Shane Leckler, the Raiders, to punt it. Will the Colts challenge it?
Indianapolis is challenged with a ruling on the field and an incomplete pass.
I'll tell you the one thing about the challenge. You know, if it was ruled an interception, he's down at the 20. You don't have much to gain here. Obviously, Leckler could pin him inside the 5. Who knows?
That was a whole different look at it that time.
That's Jim Nelson getting a hand on it.
Sorry, I said Rob Morris. Thank you, Jim.
So they'll review it. And the Raiders will either be punting or the Colts will take over the 20 when we come back. Jeff Triplett still not final with the decision. What did you see here, Phil?
Well, here's the best shot. Watch Nick Harper's arm. It's underneath the football the whole time. That's a good shot. The right arm is under it. I believe it's going to be an interception.
After reviewing the play, the receiver got his hand under the ball and kept it off the ground and gained possession throughout the period. Therefore, it is a catch. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, Indianapolis. They are not charged. They time out.
That is the 3rd interception of the season for Harper. He's one of those players that seems to come up with big plays. But for the Raiders, go back to last week. This is now 5 straight possessions. They've turned it over. They were in the second half against the Houston Texans 4 for 4. 4 possessions, 4 turnovers.
Go ahead, Jim.
Was it worth the challenge?
Yes, it is. Because the Raiders don't want turnovers. They don't want mistakes. They made them on defense. Now you hurt the psyche of the quarterback who threw 3 interceptions last week. He fumbled, and the first drive should have been a touchdown. You end up throwing an interception. I think it's big stuff.
Edgerrin James, first time he's seen some running room, and ridden down by Napoleon Harris. And not until he gained 7. Edgerrin James, most scrimmage yards per game, minimum of 60 games. Look at the company. Look who he's ahead of. Jim Brown, Billy Sims, Marshall, Barry Sanders. 2 years removed from the knee injury, and now really returning to the same form we saw really in '99 and 2000. Second down and 3, and that's a first down for the Colts. Dash across the 30.
You know, I'm going to go back to that Kerry Collins interception, Jim, and just relate what he said to us last night. I know Kerry Collins, covered him up with the Giants many times. Turnovers do not bother him. He comes out and keeps firing the football. So I said that to him yesterday, and he goes, well, it's a little different now. I'm in a new team, the new starting quarterback. They don't know me, so I got to play a little tighter and a little more careful here, in this game. So the interception, that's got to be a big deal.
Peyton fakes to James. With time, throws, and incomplete. Danny Clark batted it away. They were trying to hit Edgerrin at the 33-yard line, and at the end there were 3 Raiders that were closing in on the quarterback. And back to the shotgun, and returning to the lineup, Stokely. It's Harrison with his first catch. Good tackle there by Charles Woodson. 3rd down and 5. James Monroe is back in, flanking the quarterback along with Edgerrin.
Philip Buchanan is covering Brandon Stokely in the slot. That's where the Colts have been dangerous.
Line giving Manning time. Can't find anyone open. Looking for Reggie Wayne, and a flag is thrown. Looks like at Denard Walker.
That's really almost a shame, because that was unbelievable coverage down the field by the Raiders. Oh, I'm sorry, it's against the Colts.
Offensive pass interference, number 80, the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Yeah, they call it on Harrison.
Well, I told you, they can cover people down the field, this Oakland Raiders defense. They have got every receiver covered. Denard Walker, they're trying to run a pick underneath, and the Raiders are so physical, they do not let them do it. And Charles Woodson, he running the cut before Brandon Stokely. Excellent coverage down the field so far today by this Raiders secondary.
And a big series by the Raiders defense. Philip Buchanan fields it, 17-yard line. Colts right in his face. He gets by the first wave and finally falls at the 26. Robert Mathis on the hit. Second possession of the day coming up for the Raiders. Can they avoid the mistake this time? With Indianapolis and the RCA Dome. Beautiful city, so active at the World Swimming Championships here this week. Inside the dome, second possession for the Raiders, starting at the 27. Zeraway, look at the speed, and he's out to the 39 with a first down. Corey Bird with the hit in the secondary. Let's bring in Bonnie Bernstein. Bonnie.
Hi, Jim. Well, the Colts defense has been able to keep the Raiders off the board so far. They are ranked number 32 in the league on defense, but Tony Dungy says that number is deceiving. He says, first of all, my team is as athletic on defense as it's been since I got here. And second of all, we've made the big plays when we needed them on 3rd down and 4th and short.
Well, Zeraway with a second carry, this time short yardage, give him a yard. Nick Harper, the interception maker, with the tackle this time. 64 plays, look at this, Phil, of 10 yards or more already allowed by the Colts. That's the most in the league.
Well, here's what's interesting about the Indianapolis Colts. We talked, Ron Meeks, the defensive coordinator. We were talking to Tony Dungy and the players. but they're comfortable with this football team. They know what it's about. It's all about their offense and the quarterback and the receivers. And the defense, it's, hey, just hang in there. We'll outscore them, and that's what they do, and they seem happy with it.
Collins looking for a third option. He's hit from behind and fumbles. Falls right on it. Again, 2 fumbles last week by Collins, plus the 3 interceptions. Robert Mathis, what a talent he is, came crashing in on the quarterback.
Robert Mathis from the outside. To say he's a fast defensive end is an understatement. Maybe the fastest in the NFL. And Kerry Collins, a disastrous start. A missed touchdown pass, an interception, and a fumble. Fortunate he's able to get back on it.
Collins said after last week's performance, I have to play better, and I will. He said he was trying too hard, too much pressure applied by himself last week. Felt like it was a better week of preparation coming in, far looser. Third down, and a flag is thrown from back in the secondary. And it looks like a delay of game.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Third down, 17. Raiders from the 33. Collins goes short and overthrows here J.R. Redmond. As Nick Harper again was converging. Had the pass been complete, it would have maybe not even gained anything anyway. So Shane Lechler comes out. Jason David will be returning here for the Colts. Lechler with the big foot. 4th down, 17. First punt of the day. And at the 20, punt fielded. And stepping out of bounds at the 27-yard line, Jason David. Ronald Curry playing the special teams bumped him out. Peyton Manning and the Colts with an opening drive touchdown. They'll have it when we come back. Jim Nantz with Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein in Indianapolis. Colts' 3rd possession of this game, beginning at the 28-yard line, leading 7-0. Edrin. And John Perella in for Warren Sapp. Downs him, 32-yard line. Stokely on the Colts side. 2nd down and 6. Across the middle to Edrin. Makes the cutback move, and that may have gotten him the first. I'm sure it did. Travion Smith was defending. Warren Sapp having a chance to be reunited today with Tony Dungy. They spent so many years together in Tampa. What was it Tony Dungy told us when he took over as the Bucs coach? He said, I brought Warren in. I said, I need you to be my Joe Green.
That's right.
Need you to be a leader. And he said he was just that, never a problem. As they help turn the downtrodden franchise into a winner. 1st down and 10 in the final seconds of the 1st quarter. Edrin in the open, and another 1st down at the 50. James starting to find some running lanes. That's the end of the 1st quarter with the score. Colts 7, Raiders nothing. And we'll return to the RCA Dome after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. We are back in Indianapolis as we start the 2nd quarter. Colts on the drive, and Edrin James off a couple of big runs here gives Indianapolis 1st and 10 at the Raider 49. Stay with the running attack that's come to life here. And look at Mulling push him forward for another yard, his left guard.
Well, that running attack might have to work today because this Raider defense, the first drive, even though the Colts go down the field and score, close coverage, Phillip Buchanan all over the receiver. It's just about making plays. That's what Reggie Wayne does. And then in a run situation, the Colts, they cross the Raider defense, get the receiver open quick. So really a very good, tough first drive by this Colts offense.
Yep, ending with that touchdown to Monroe. And here they complete it to Harrison for a gain of about 6. 3rd down and 1. Monroe is back in. James, the tailback, set him up. Looking for Dallas Clark. No flag. Phillip Buchanan. Some thought the feet had gotten tangled.
Well, if the feet do get tangled, Jim, that is not a penalty. Incidental tripping is what it is. So Phillip Buchanan on Dallas Clark. This should favor the Raiders. And look at Phillip Buchanan. He's gaining ground so fast, trying to go underneath to get the interception. Peyton Manning smart and careful with the football.
So Phillip Buchanan now retreats. He'll return the Hunter Smith punt. 4th and less than a yard. They're not going to go for it. They may have drawn the Raiders off sides.
Well, if the Raiders are in the neutral zone and Indianapolis jumped, it will be against the Raiders.
Ooh, what a big call this will be.
Baja Biamila, number 94 on the outside. Because that's what the officials are having a discussion about.
Procedure or offsides?
Neutral zone infraction.
Wow.
Defense again. That's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
You know, I don't even know what you're thinking of. In a situation like this, top of your screen, what would even make you jump in a situation when you know the Colts are on your side and Warren said you should be upset? You just can't make a mistake like that, especially when you're playing the Indianapolis Colts here. You're not going to block the punt. You probably have punt safe on since they're already on your side of the field, and another big mistake by the Raiders.
And again, the second time they've given them a first down off a penalty, but this is a big one. 4th down turned into first down at the 35. Play action, wide open. Wayne, touchdown, Colts.
Zone coverage, and you let these receivers come off the line of scrimmage without being bumped and not being held up. They get down the field so fast, and everybody is so conscious of Brandon Stokely going down the middle. That's why Reggie Wayne was wide open.
Reggie Wayne's 3rd touchdown of the year. One mistake by the Raiders defense, one play later. They're in the end zone. Tack on 7 in all. And the Colts are up 14-0. Reggie Wayne's 12th touchdown in his last 13 home games. Reggie Wayne told us he likes kind of being the invisible guy, if you will, the much celebrated triplets, kind of being out there on his own, but he's no secret any longer in this league.
Yeah, you better quit catching those touchdown passes or his secret's going to be out.
Gabriel on the return. Didn't get the running start, and boy, he is pile driven to the turf. Cato June. Well, the Colts up big. Raiders find themselves in some hole. They'll start from the 27 when we come back. We're back. And Gabriel's return was actually out to the 31 for Collins, and the Raiders now try to get something going. Setting up a screen to Zeraway, and Zeraway picks up a quick 9. What did you see on the touchdown pass to Reggie Wayne?
Well, I see what the Raiders, Brandon Stokely coming in motion. Watch when he goes up the field, the defense goes after him. Reggie Wayne goes outside. There's no safety there because Brandon Stokely has caught so many passes down the middle of the field, and that's what the Raiders were talking about yesterday. They're aware of it, so you leave the big space outside for Reggie Wayne.
Rice wide to the right, Porter in a slot right, 2nd down 1. Zeraway gives them a new set of downs at the 44.
Now this Colts defense, it is really small. It's small by major college standards, and the Raiders offensive line is really big. They want to keep leaning on them, tire them out, and hope their running game can be really good late.
Jerry Porter has the catch in Colts territory. 1st down pass play, gains 11.
And if you're playing the Oakland Raiders, what do they like to do? Well, it's everybody, even if you don't follow football, knows that Norv Turner wants to go deep, and they've done it a lot in the first 4 games. So play it safe, make them keep throwing and catching. And now that is a tough throw to the sideline across the field for Kerry Collins, but they executed it very well that time. He
sends Gabriel to the right, Porter and Curry to the left. Across the middle, open man is Curry. Sidesteps one defender. And again, another 1st down pass play. That's good yardage for Oakland.
But what you see when you watch the Colts, and we talked about it at the opening, swarm. They're fast. They really, at home on this carpet, Ronald Curry catches it, and watch the blue jerseys. You better tuck that football because they come flying. See if that football comes out. Oh, it did. And look where it comes back. I didn't see that until I was just, Jim, you saw the fumble, because that's what they do. One guy get there, and then when the 2nd and 3rd and 4th guy comes, they try to knock the football away from you.
2nd and 1 for Oakland. It's deepest penetration. Another 1st down picked up here by Zeraway. Let's go down to Bonnie.
Well, Jim, Phil was talking about Norv Turner's love for the deep passing game. That's one of the biggest adjustments Kerry Collins had to make since coming over from the Giants. He said this Raiders offense is so much about 7-step drop, getting the ball downfield, much different than the Giants' short passing game. He said also this playbook, the plays are defined by numbers instead of words, and that's taken a lot of getting used to. He said, but the biggest thing is the New York media. He said they always scrutinized over what I did. I had to worry about my image here. In the Raiders land, it's all about winning games.
Most of what Collins does, 1st down and 10. Pressure from behind, man on field. Gabriel over the shoulder catch. Sets up the Raiders 1st and goal to go.
Kerry Collins, he's a home run hitter. That's what he is. He might strike out a couple times. You go, boy, we got to get somebody who can put his bat on the ball. Then all of a sudden he does this. Now he makes it look so easy. Good protection. He's very calm in the pocket. Look at the defenders around him. And with no effort at all, perfect throw over the outside shoulder of Doug Gabriel.
Zeraway,
beautiful throw.
Isn't that some catch too? Gabriel sets him up at the 7, 1st and goal. Crockett in the game now. Porter sent in motion. Zeraway trying to get outside, trying to get to the edge, won't find it. Corey Bird grabs him by the legs.
What's it look like here? The defense, you try to find Amos Zeraway behind this big offensive lineman. He goes one hole, it's covered. The second one, then by the time he takes the 3rd guess and goes outside, the fast Colts defense is out there ready for him to make the tackle.
2nd and goal for the Raiders, down 14-0. Collins perfect on this series, 4 of 4. Collins, left side, Zeraway. Zeraway banged out and a ball loose. It's whistled dead at the 1-yard line. Corey Bird can save the run.
Not reviewable, whistle dead. There's nothing you can do. So this play is going to stand. Good decision by Kerry Collins down the field. And first off, it wouldn't matter. He was out of bounds. Zeraway is out of bounds before he's even hit. Watch his feet. He's hit. Still has the ball. He's out. Then the ball comes loose.
3rd and goal. And Warren Sapp is lined up on that left side for the Raiders. Justin Fargas also in the game. They'll go with Fargas, leaping forward and in the end zone for the touchdown.
Tell you what, there was some pressure on this Raider offense after that touchdown pass by Peyton Manning, but they came right out. Some good running, good blocking up front, and a couple excellent throws by Kerry Collins.
5 of 5 on that series was Collins, and Justin Fargas takes it the final yard. He was banged up a week ago, and that's what really paved the way for Zaraway to see so much action and deliver.
Yeah, Warren Sapp forgot he was on the extra point team.
So he runs out at the last moment. So Janikowski go after the try. And we've got a 14-7 game. Justin Fargas with his first career touchdown. And the Raiders trim that Colts lead 14-7. That the Raiders would have to be patient in this very tough environment for a road team, and that's exactly what we saw right there with that series.
Yeah, that was a confidence builder for Kerry Collins and hey, the whole Raider team and Norv Turner.
Dominique Rhodes returning, gets outside, and Rhodes with a good run back to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10, Edgerrin James. Drives the shoulder past one defender, gets out to the 40 for a gain of 5. Well, touchdowns on 2 of 3 series. 2 touchdown passes for Manning.
Well, we talk about this Colts offense so much. You said it early, Jim. The offense, it's simplified, it's smooth, and it is running well.
Indianapolis averaging 31 points a game, tops in the league. Put up 45 in their only home game to this point, a win over the Packers. Edgerrin James on 2nd down and 5, only a gain of 2.
You know, I'm sorry, I thought you were done, Jim. You look at the Colts and you think about it, you watch it, you're a fan. When Peyton Manning does those long handoffs to Edgerrin James, you're the defense, you go, well, you want to get up there and make the tackle. But so often when he pulls it out, now what do? You can't turn around and catch the wide receiver. So they really put you in a what to do. Do you attack the runner? Do you drop back for pass? And it seems like you're always wrong.
Manning on 3rd down, 3rd and 2 to go. Stokely dancing around in motion. Buchanan's got an eye on him. Looking for Stokely. Now goes to another option. It's Wayne. 1st down catch at the 40. Denard Walker was covering him, but Wayne made the move for 18.
Well, what a job when you're playing a defense that's overplaying. In other words, they're trying to be so aggressive against the wide receivers. This is an awesome throw and catch by the Colts. Reggie Wayne running down the field. He's covered by Denard Walker. Manning throws it behind him. He stops. Perfect timing. Really terrific execution.
Wayne with some big numbers in this first half. 3 catches, 63 yards, and a touch.
And he's catching the ball. Something he said, I forgot how to catch it when I came here.
1st down and 10. And Edgerrin for about 2. You know, it's not just Marvin Harrison anymore here. You got Stokely's put up some big numbers. I mean, these 3 receivers had 8 touchdowns through the first 4 games. We got another one today by Wayne. So they've all got 3 now on the season.
Well, they all know where they stand. Everybody in this team, especially the wide receivers, they know Marvin Harrison is the man. And to Marvin Harrison's credit, he's not getting as many passes thrown his way, but he's been a good soldier about it and has not complained.
2nd down and 8. And here's a little shovel pass. James to the 25, another 1st down. Raiders can't stop him.
Well, it's just when you watch it on film, I just go, boy, I'd hate to coach against it because I don't care what they got an answer for everything. And even when they don't execute the plays well, that's not really that well executed. It gets away from Peyton Manning. Edgerrin James, he makes a terrific catch and rumbles down the field for a lot of yards.
Peyton just dumping that one off to Edgerrin, his second catch. First down and 10, 26-yard line. Going left, short side of the field, and James banged out at the 21, gain of 5. Dallas Clark and Rick DeMulling were on that side, helping pave the way.
Well, that was the play we were talking about, Jim, the stretch play. Peyton Manning does a 40-yard sprint to get it to Edgerrin James. Look at the defenders hit the ground. Look at the Raiders who are attached to Indianapolis Colts offensive players. Dallas Clark, terrific block on the outside. To run any time to the outside of the National Football League, your tight end has got to be blocking very well.
Now Edgerrin James on a 100-yard pace and beyond. Dominic Rhodes is in the backfield here, though. He gets the carry on second down and 5, and Rhodes gives a quick burst here with the fresh legs.
Well said. The fresh legs come in, and he shows it. Quick feet. Dallas Clark on the outside gets his guy, stays with him, and DeLawrence Grant, he makes the tackle, but it's down the field after a first down has been picked up.
Yeah, after 8 yards for Rhodes, who stays in here now on 1st and 10 from the 13. Rhodes again, working the middle for 2.
You know, it's interesting when you see Dominic Rhodes come into the game. What Peyton Manning say about Brandon Stokely and Reggie Wayne? He goes, I got the best number 2 and number 3 receivers in the National Football League. Think about it. Name me somebody that's better than. And I go, you're right. And you look at Rhodes and you go, what a backup for Edgerrin James.
Not many better backups.
You can see the explosion. He's a little different from Edgerrin James, not the slithering type. He sees an opening, man, he hits in there hard.
James Mungro is in along with Edgerrin, who returns. Second down and 8. 3.5 to play in the second quarter.
Timeout, Oakland. They're first.
Well, the Raiders call timeout. They're allowing the Colts to drive it right at them again. This great sports city of Indianapolis, seeing the Colts here in front 14-7.
Some city active. Like you said, Jim, there's always a sporting event here in downtown Indianapolis.
Second down here for the Colts after the Raiders timeout. Second down and 8. Fake into the line, up the top they go, and did Stokely have it long enough? No, they say.
You have got to hold on to that football to the ground. The play has to be over. Flash it on the scoreboard. Let the fans know.
Look at the rookie here, number 30, Stuart Schweigert.
They don't bump Brandon Stokely. He never hits. When he hits the ground, he must hold on to the football. And everybody wants a challenge, even the Colt players, but they're wrong. It is simple. Tony Dungy is on the sideline explaining it to Brandon Stokely.
Stokely's trying to urge his coach to challenge it. The Colts call timeout. First signal was timeout.
Now, it's possible they could tell Tony right now, don't challenge it because it is incomplete. Let's see.
Indianapolis has challenged the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass.
So they will review it. Stokely convinces his own coach. Go for it, coach. I had it long enough. We'll take another look at it. Schweigert put the hit on him. We'll review it. And Phil, your interpretation of this rule is pretty clear.
Catch the football, you're hit in the end zone, come to the ground. You must keep control of the football all the way through the play.
And what did you see there?
Well, I saw the football come loose as soon as he was hit. Actually, I couldn't tell if it came loose a little before he hit the ground or once he hit the ground it came loose. But Jeff Triplett thinks he's a coach, hiding his mouth so we can't read his lips.
Schweigert is the rookie from Purdue. Raiders drafted in the 3rd round. He returns to Indiana and put up a big hit. Let's see the call.
After reviewing the play, the receiver did not maintain possession of the football as it was moving on his chest and hit the ground. Therefore, the ruling on the field stands. It is an incomplete pass. Indianapolis is charged there a timeout. They are out of challenges for the rest of the game.
That's it for challenges.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Tony Dungy did it on the advice of Brandon Stokely.
So 3rd and 8 for the Colts, who will regroup with Harrison to the right, Stokely in a slot right, and Reggie Wayne lined up alone on that left side.
And I tell you what, the Raiders learned, you better put somebody over Brandon Stokely when he's in the slot at all times. You let him run free, Manning's going to stick it into him.
Peyton moves Edgerrin around. Again, 3rd and 8 from the 11. Woodson backs off. Harrison looking left side, looking for Wayne, and the flag is thrown on Walker.
Pass interference, number 25 of the defense. That foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal.
Well, these 3rd down plays continue to go against Norv Turner.
It does on the outside. There's a blitz. Reggie Wayne one-on-one with Denard Walker. Excellent double move. Peyton Manning, what did we say before the game? It's all about protection. Look at all the blitzers coming. Edgerrin James picks it up, allows Manning the time to throw, and they get a 1st down on the 1.
Mungro in the backfield along with Edgerrin James on 1st down and goal. Edgerrin swallowed up for a 3-yard loss. Brayton, Woodson, and a whole host of Raiders. Bobby Hamilton as well, David Terrell.
Well, who wins at the line of scrimmage? That time the Raiders on the offensive right side. Bobby Hamilton, number 98, brought here from New England by Rob Ryan. Excellent job of getting inside and just ruins the play.
Well, now from this point, 2nd and goal from the 4. Manning looking for a possible, what would be his 3rd touchdown pass of the half. He's got Edgerrin James at the top of the screen.
Well, Raiders having a hard time lining up.
Looking left side, and there he is, Dallas Clark. Touchdown, Colts.
I'll be the Raiders defense. I was trying to see who was covering Marvin Harrison, who went out with Edgerrin James, who's covering Reggie Wayne. What about Brandon Stokely? Oh, I forgot about the tight end.
It's right.
Dallas Clark. One-on-one, finds the hole, zone coverage, easy pickings for Peyton Manning and the receivers for the Indianapolis Colts.
Set up on that 3rd down penalty against Walker. So 3 touchdown passes by Manning to 3 different receivers. And Matt Bryant, good again on the extra point. Dallas Clark, just his 2nd reception of the season. It goes for a score, 21-7. Again, going today with Matt Bryant, signed on Friday, as Mike Vanderjagt is out with a hamstring injury. Vanderjagt, of course, closest thing there is to automatic in the league. That season he had a year ago, didn't have a miss. But for him, a season compromised by a poorly worded interview that he had after they were pummeled by the Jets in the playoffs. Since that time, fans and media have perpetuated what he says is a myth that he was liquored up during that interview. Vanderjagt, in fact, will tell you that was not the case at all. And the Colts say Vanderjagt is a teetotaler. Whatever the case, he is on the sidelines today. And look at Doug Gabriel going back and back to the 22. Only 8 yards on the return.
Well, you're the Raider defense. Dallas Clark is in here. He's going to come down and just hook up between the Raider defenders. Look at the space. Easy decision for Peyton Manning, and the formation, the different looks, very confusing for a defensive football team, and just too many holes for Peyton Manning to throw the football into.
Now what will the Raiders do? They drove it the last time they had it for a touchdown. Come out with 3 receivers. First down from the 22. And the completion made to Ronald Curry. Clock will run as they try to get off another snap here before the 2-minute warning. Ronald Curry, the all-time passing leader by yardage at the University of North Carolina. Converted to a receiver here, and what a bright talent he is. They do not get another play before the 2-minute mark. 2-touchdown lead for the Colts. Manning on fire again. Manning continues to post numbers that are really hard, I'm sure, for people to relate to. In 6 quarters at home this year, he now has thrown 8 touchdown passes.
You know, I got to tell you, it's unbelievable. I said it to you early. Really, he's playing a position that I'm not familiar with. And I played quarterback in the National Football League for 15 years, and it's nothing like I've ever seen. And it just, believe me, it's just going to keep getting better. Every year, every game, as it goes along, I watch it, and I just go, I'm always amazed.
Doug Jolly on 2nd and short has the first down at the 40.
You know, you come in here and you play this team, everybody thinks they have the answer to slow their offense down, and you go, we can make plays against their defense. What you don't take into account, they score so fast and so much, they pressure your offense just relentlessly.
First down again. Catch made by J.R. Redmond, but that'll use up some clock. Only a gain of a yard. Rice held without any catches in this first half. Collins has completed now his last 8 attempts. 2nd down and 9. Make it 9 in a row. Redmond near the first, and the final lean forward got it. And a timeout called by the Raiders with 1:11 to go in the half and driving. First down to 10. Doug Gabriel in the game as the 3rd receiver. And the Colts into the field. It's Curry trying to make a move. It cost him a couple of yards.
Now, they don't have to get too far down here to give Janikowski a chance to kick a field goal. He kicked a couple warming up today from 60 yards, and it looked like he was kicking them from about 30.
2nd down, 6. Collins pressure goes down at the 48. Monte Rager with the sack.
Obvious passing situation. The Colts just active up front, and Monte Rager just moves. You know they're going to throw it. They go to the quarterback. Collins doesn't like to move around much, and they get a big sack.
The Raiders have used their last timeout with 37 seconds to go. Look at the helmet collision there with Von Hutchins and Ronald Curry.
Boy, the next quarterback. We talked about it, Ronald Curry. Somebody to look out for in the future. He's just a natural athlete who can get it done.
Janikowski, he talked about, you don't have to go too far, what he was doing in warmups. Last year playing in the Dome up at Detroit, or at Ford Field where they had it closed, made his longest career kick 55 yards. 3rd down and 13. Collins, pump fake, going long. Gabriel trying to run under it and incomplete. Jerome Sapp was back there in good position for Indianapolis, and Shane Leckler will come on to punt for the Raiders.
I don't know about that call. I think I would have thrown a screen, maybe even run the football, let the clock run a little, and see if you can kick it on the last play of the first half. Try a long field goal, but they went down the field trying to get it all.
Collins, before that pass, had completed 10 in a row. Jason David stands inside the 10. Low snap. David won't touch it. Raiders trying to chase after it. And they make the down at the 1-yard line, but they're out of timeout. So Peyton Manning can just take a snap and head to the locker room.
This year, well, I'm one of those guys, recent memory. Priest Holmes on Monday night was fantastic. So he can catch it. He's explosive. He's tough. He's a good guy, too. I'd have to pick him.
Curtis Martin will get some support, too, after his start. Leads the Jets to a 3-0 start. Final seconds of the half, and Manning just falls forward. And he'll take that 21-7 advantage to the locker room. No penalties on the Colts in that half. No sacks allowed, no turnovers. 3 touchdown passes by Peyton. It adds up to a 21-7 Indianapolis lead. All right, Bonnie Bernstein, take it away.
Jim, Norv Turner preached patience with his defense, being physical with the receivers, but Norv, with as much talent as Indy has, how do you use the next few minutes to try to counter what they do?
Well, the biggest thing, they're a talented group, but we've given them too many opportunities. We've let them back on the field. We've got to cut that out, and then we get an opportunity. We get the first drive, we got to take it and go get points.
Coach, thank you.
All right, Bonnie, that is the end of the first half with the score. Indianapolis 21 and Oakland 7. We'll be back with the Nextel halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. And you're watching the NFL on CBS. Colts in front 21-7. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein here at the RCA Dome. And what tells the story of the first half in your mind?
Well, the Raiders want to come in and play a clean game. They have not done that. Turn it over, many penalties. That's what hurt them. And right, what you said before the half, the Indianapolis Colts, no turnovers, no sacks, no penalties. Hard to beat them here when they do that.
How about for the Raiders' purposes? Here's what you just chronicled. How do you come back on this team? Can you come back on this team?
Oh, you can come back because you can see the Raiders can move the football on offense. You just got to find a way somehow to make a stop or two on the defensive side.
What else stands out as far as the numbers in that first half?
Well, nothing really stands out too much there, Jim. As you look at it, the Colts 14 first downs, and a couple of those drives they were given another chance to keep it going, and they took advantage of it both times.
Raiders with the first possession of the second half. And Doug Gabriel. He ran back one kick. An electrifying run back before the kicker forced him out of bounds. This one's a short one. Fielded at the 15, trying the right side, and Gabriel with a flag thrown in at the 27. Anthony Floyd on the special teams for the Colts. Remember, the game started with the Raiders kicking to the Colts, tackled at the 30, and a face mask call right away on the Raiders set up the Colts' first possession from their 45, which they then drove in for a touchdown on a Manning to Mungro touchdown.
There is no foul for our offensive hold on the play. Right ball carrier was down. First down.
So they pick up the flag, and let's take a look here at some of the fantasy notebook numbers here.
Quarterbacks both doing well. Kerry Collins, just 2 bad throws, really, the interception and the missed touchdown throw.
And Edgerrin James, 56 yards in that half. Reggie Wayne with a touchdown and over 63, total 63 yards. Collins seemed to be getting his rhythm in that second quarter, and the short pass to Zaraway. Cato June on the hit. Let's go down to Bonnie.
Jim, Tony Dungy told me this is the best half on both sides of the ball he's seen the Colts play this year. He said, yeah, I expect that kind of production from my offense, but I wanted 2 things out of my defense. I wanted them to play the run well and limit big plays, both of which he did, but he warned his team the Raiders will try to make big plays this time around, big plays on offense, try to put more pressure on defense. He told them we just need to keep playing smart.
Go with the young receivers, along with Porter, Curry, and Gabriel, that is. On 2nd and 4, it's Curry, has the first down, and look at him fly to the 45. Now, the Raiders played here, Phil, in 2000 and 2001. I know you were here for the 01 game and didn't quite make it all the way to the game, as it turned out.
I was in the hospital bed with get my appendix removed, but Jim, you're right. Go ahead. They were down how much, the Raiders?
Well, they won both of those games in 2000 and 01, but in the 2000 game, they were down 21-0 before coming back for the victory.
They're making a lot of positive plays. Can they stop the mistakes, the penalties, as the flag is thrown?
On 1st and 10, Zeraway's in the open, but there's a flag down. Zeraway inside the 10. Zeraway into the end zone, but we'll wait the flag. 56 yards by Amos Zeraway, but they're bringing it back.
Number 73 of the offense at the 10-yard penalty. It's still first down.
Wow, Frank Middleton.
Is that a big mistake?
Wow, only a 7-point mistake. You know, the first half mistakes you mentioned, there were a number of them on the Raiders' part. Which one or two really stands out to you?
Ooh, I don't know if I could pick the easy touchdown throw Kerry Collins had that he missed. That was big. Jumping off sides on the punt was big. Let's see if we see Frank Middleton, number 73, coming down. Doesn't get him, and he reaches out and grabs with his hand against Larry Triplett and pulls him down.
1st and 20 for the Raiders, who brought in Justin Fargas. 2 Raiders in the area, and Courtney Anderson a little confused there, as Jerry Porter was there also.
You know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. This game could be 21-21 very easily. That touchdown and the touchdown throw that Kerry Collins missed. But the game of football, it is about adversity. You're on the road in a dome. It's loud against a good offense. You got to find a way to get it done.
Collins had a stretch in that first half where he completed 10 straight. 2nd down and 20. Looking left. He's got Porter at the 40. And out to the 45. It'll be 3rd and 9 coming up. That was an 11-yard gainer.
Do you get the feeling that when Kerry Collins drops back that he's flinching because he wants to zing it down the field so much, but he's showing really good restraint. He pulls it back down and finds the open receiver underneath, and they're doing a good job of getting some extra yards after the catch.
Justin Fargas limps to the sideline. J.R. Redmond in. 3-receiver formation on 3rd and 9. Collins goes down. Robert Mathis giving the Colts their 3rd sack of the game.
Oh, this could be the guy the Indianapolis Colts really need on defense. They have Dwight Freeney on one side, who everybody is worried about. Who's going to pick up the slack on the other? Today, we've seen it a couple times. It's been Robert Mathis.
Mathis in that first half forced a fumble of Collins, which Collins fell on, recovered. But they've got Mathis now down for 2 sacks today. Got credit for that other one. Leckler. What a boot this is. Fielded at the 1 for some reason by David. And he's tackled at the 14. That was a 61-yard punt. Well, the Raiders come up empty with their first drive of the second half. Back come the Colts, up 2 touchdowns. The Colts' first drive of the second half begins at their 14-yard line. And your play selection on first down for Indianapolis today, 13-1 rushing. Make it 14. As the tackle is made by Hamilton on Edgerrin James. 2-yard carry, that's it.
What a play by Bobby Hamilton. Dallas Clark blocking him, and one hand reaches it out and pulls down Edgerrin James. Look on the outside. These Colts offensive players, they can stay on blocks extremely well. You look like you're going to stop the run, and nobody gets off to make a tackle, but a good job by Bobby Hamilton.
2nd down and 8. Hamilton and Teddy Washington joining defensive coordinator Rob Ryan, coming over from New England in the offseason. And pass good for the 1st down to Stokely. As Philip Buchanan was unable to deflect that. 10-yard pickup.
Well, it's almost impossible. Stokely coming in motion, goes up the field and breaks out. It's Philip Buchanan one-on-one against Brandon Stokely anywhere on the field. So that is, you need pass pressure to help you out. The Raiders are not getting it on Peyton Manning.
1st down. Manning says, I'm a true believer of Brandon Stokely. I've been throwing to him for a long time. Back to the old Manning Passing Academy in the summer times. And the 1st down carry for 5. Edgerrin James.
Brandon Stokely, Jim, has just opened up this offense even more. There's so many choices, so many weapons, but that slot receiver, Wayne Corbett would be one that comes to mind when you think of Brandon Stokely. And look what they've done with the football so far today. Who are you going to double? What are you going to do if you're the Raiders? Peyton Manning is going to find the guy that is single covered.
2nd down and 4, and look at them go. Edgerrin James finally tackled by Charles Woodson at the 45. Not until he gained 13 yards.
And that's one of the reasons why this Colts offense continues to run the football. The Raiders are playing pass defense. They're trying to lock down the receivers. That's good. They're doing it pretty well. But now who's going to watch the running back from the secondary? Nobody. Big hole for Edgerrin James.
I'll tell you, Dallas Clark, who caught a touchdown, has also freed up a couple of runs with some impressive blocking today.
Well, he comes from Iowa. Kirk Ferentz, the coach up there, he can teach offensive linemen and tight ends how to block.
Yeah, he used to line up with Robert Gallery there for the Hawkeyes. On 1st and 10, it's Edgerrin for 5 yards. It's been a quiet game for Marvin Harrison. I saw the pass distribution a moment ago. 2 catches. Woodson's been with him most of the day. 2 catches for 10 yards for Marvin. That's all.
Because the other guys are getting open too quick.
Is it hard to keep a guy like Harrison, one of the most prolific receivers in the history of the game, keep him happy when Wayne and Stokely, and there's just so many ways to go here?
Is it hard? Yes. Will it be a problem somewhere down the road even if they continue to win? Probably. He's going to want the football. And they can get it to him if they want to. They can design some plays to throw him strictly to Marvin. 2nd
down and 5. It's Stokely, the target, and it falls incomplete. Buchanan was there.
That time Peyton Manning, the timing is not quite what it's been all day. Brandon Stokely down the field. They're trying to give Philip Buchanan a little help, but the football is there a little too quick before Stokely is ready. Really what it is, Manning just put a little zip on it and Stokely wasn't able to adjust to it.
They've come up so big today on 3rd down. The Colts have. They face 3rd and 5 at midfield.
They're going to blitz. Manning's going to change it.
1 on the play clock. Quickly over to Stokely. Stokely has the 1st down. That's a field general for you.
How was that? Was that any good? It's just so simple. He saw the blitz. He changed the play. And what did we say early in the game, Jim? Peyton Manning sensed when they're going to blitz, their corners are way off. And he said, I like those short passes because you still got to come up and tackle the receiver, and they're getting quite a few yards when you do that. So twice today they've done it in 3rd down situations and gotten big 1st downs both times.
And 1st down from the Raiders 44. Stokely with that catch now has 25 on the season. And that's a career high for Stokely with that catch. And look at Edgerrin. Again, more holes. And another 1st down, it looks like. Near it.
Well, they were playing pass again. So they're playing pass. Linebackers are worried about who they got. Secondary people's trying to cover everybody. And look at the just mushing. They're just pushing them all over the field right now. And Edgerrin James, he can't even decide where to go. There's so many holes.
Which one do I take? 110 total yards for Edgerrin James. They spot him a yard shy of the 1st. And Dominique Rhodes has come into the backfield. 2nd down and 1 midway through the 3rd quarter.
Look at those yards by Edgerrin. Consistency. The quarterback, the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach.
Fake to Rhodes on 2nd and 1. Going long down the field to Wayne. And intercepted by Philip Buchanan. Or there was a fight for it in the end zone. And Buchanan and his old college teammate at Miami of Florida, they wrestled for it. Buchanan wins that battle. We're back at the RCA Dome. Peyton Manning's first interception at home in 162 attempts. Philip Buchanan keeps the Raiders in it. Collins now on first down will run out to the 26. Now remember, the Colts are out of challenges, and had they had one in their hip pocket, they may have thrown the red flag right here.
The body language by Philip Buchanan after the play was over is what alarmed me. That, when you saw it there, it looked like it could be an interception. Watch it. Couldn't quite tell. Could have had the arm under. The ball could have hit the turf. We're not sure.
Buchanan with the pick, his second of the year, and on second down and 4, that's Zaraway for the first. Think about Buchanan lining up at Miami, and just in practice he would go against in his career Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson, Santana Moss.
But, well, you'll find out if you're good or not, won't you?
Real fast.
But his nickname, Showtime, this guy wants to be a star.
Yep.
And he's a tremendous personality. Not afraid to take chances on the field.
He said, he thought about HBO or Cinemax, but Showtime had a better ring to it.
Sounded better.
Sounded better. First down for Collins. Swings it over to Zaraway. 2 defenders there. And he gets the whammy after only a yard. Let's go back and look at the Sim spotlight as they chip away here, the Raiders on offense.
Well, that's what they've been doing. Kerry Collins, when they started the game, I wasn't sure he was going to be able to do this, but he has been patient, throwing it underneath. They're making enough plays to keep themselves in the game. What is killing them? Penalties, and some bad penalties that have kept this Raider team from having at least 21 points today.
They brought in Alvis Whitted, line him up to the left side, second down 9. And Collins looking for Gabriel, and he gets whacked by Bird. Third down and 9, down 21-7. Collins goes underneath, and Curry unable to make up all the yardage, 2 yards shy. And they immediately bring out Shane Leckler on 4th and 2. Leckler had a 61-yard punt already in this game. That gives him now 4 straight weeks where he's had a punt travel at least 50 yards. It's actually statistically the all-time punter in the history of the league by average. He moved past Sammy Baugh recently, his career mark. Procedure penalty here on the Raiders.
Number 30 of the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 4th down.
The Raiders offense able to move it a little bit, but not really get anything too deep. 2 drives in the second half.
Yeah, it's almost frustrating watching it sometimes. I was watching Norv Turner. The frustration is showing on him too. He sees the plays are there. They're not taking advantage of it.
Old Thunderfoot takes it all the way to the goal line, and the second bounce goes in for a touchback. 64 yards in the books, but there is a flag back at the line of scrimmage. A few mixed signals here.
Ineligible downfield on the kicking team, number 58. That penalty is declined. First down, Oakland.
8 penalties. 8 penalties on the Raiders. Mistake-free, no penalties on the Colts. Mistake-free and leading by 2 touchdowns. Tom Moore and his offense. The machine keeps on going. I said mistake-free, no penalties, that is, against the Colts. They did, of course, have that one pass picked off on the last possession by Philip Buchanan in the end zone, but they take over again. Up 2 touchdowns, starting at their own 20. Edgerrin moving in on 100. May have it right here. He does. Edgerrin James has his 100-yard game, and Glenn on that left side helped clear him.
That said, Edgerrin James, watch how much room he has to cover as he goes out to get the football. Look at those feet. They go directly sideways, and then finally he turns it up and picks up a first down. What does that tell you? Tremendous blocking by the Colts tight end, Dallas Clark, and the offensive line.
101 yards for James. First down, Colts, 30-yard line. We've had no scoring here in the third quarter. Again, left side, more room. Huge avenue over there for Edgerrin. Dallas Clark yet again helps clear the way for him. 17 yards picked up this time.
Dallas Clark, the end of the line. Watch him against Tyler Brayton. Gets the outside edge. Brayton does get outside, but once he gets out, it's too late. Clark just pushes him out of bounds, and Edgerrin James makes a nice read, a nice cut back inside.
Dallas Clark starting today for Marcus Pollard, inactive with a knee injury. Clark has caught a touchdown and really helped lead this rushing attack of Edgerrin James. That's only 2 yards. 2:28 to go third quarter. Second down and 8 here for the Colts. Fake to James, and Peyton just decides to no chance there with Ted Washington. The Washington monument closing in on him.
Best decision of the day Peyton Manning has had. They're trying to get down the field. You know, the Colts, they like to sling it down the field when they get a chance to. Ted Washington just beats his man inside. He's not even blocked, so the Indianapolis Colts make a mistake up front. Well, that's pretty amazing for a guy that weighs about 380 pounds to be that quick a foot and still be able to make plays in the backfield like that.
Third down, 17. Dominique Rhodes is back in there. Clark also flanking the quarterback out of the shotgun. Fakes left side, sets it up to Rhodes. Rhodes got running room. Rhodes has the first down at the 40. Charles Woods in frustration, just flailing the arm.
Frustration. Here comes the blitz on the outside. Rhodes blocks the blitzer just for a second, releases. The Indianapolis Colts had the exact perfect play on for that blitz.
It picks up 20.
And we heard it. Peyton Manning said Tom Moore is sending in plays now, and it's almost always the perfect play, and that's one of the reasons why they're not changing the plays at the line of scrimmage near as much this year as they have in years past.
First and 10 carry. Rhodes for a couple. Second down 8. Indianapolis. Closing seconds, third quarter. Looking downfield, there's Harrison at the 5-yard line. "33 yards to his longtime favorite target." And that's the end of the third quarter. With the score 21-7, Indianapolis will return after this message and a word from your local station. On the board in that third quarter as we begin the final period of play here in Indianapolis, and the Colts right on the doorstep again at the 5-yard line. Jim Nance, Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein after a 33-yard pass play. Peyton to Marvin Harrison.
Pretty impressive what the Colts are doing. 134 yards rushing, 181 yards passing, just dominating the pace of play. Their offense is revved up again today.
First and goal to go. Touchdowns the last 11 times in the red zone. Manning across the middle and incomplete. Flag thrown. It's in the area of Harrison, but also Stokely around that ball too.
Prior to the pass, holding number 24 in the defense. That's a half the distance to the goal. It's still first down.
Let's go back to that long pass. Here's Oh, shoot. Charles Woodson on the outside. Watch Marcus Anderson as he comes up. He thinks it's a running play. Oh, no, it's a pass. He's supposed to be in the deep middle. And Charles Woodson expecting help on the inside, not able to catch up to Marvin Harrison.
First and goal from the 2-yard line. 4 times today. First downs off penalty. Edrin. Again dropped by Hamilton for a loss of a yard.
With Bobby Hamilton, we've seen him in quite a few plays today. The Raiders changing up. They play some 3-down linemen and 4 linebackers, but today a lot of 4-down linemen just because of that, to stop the outside running plays by the Indianapolis Colts. It hasn't really stopped them, but Bobby Hamilton's made quite a few good plays.
Of course, just dropping James for a loss perhaps just sets up Peyton for a chance at touchdown pass number 4. Clear empty backfield. Edrin lined up at the top of the screen as a receiver. Second and goal, and all kinds of time. Now flings it too high for Clark.
Good job by Peyton Manning. The Raiders playing pass all the way. They drop everybody back. Warren Sapp finally breaks free to pressure Manning, and Dallas Clark wide open in the back, and oh yes, he's upset. He gets mad after every incompletion. I watch him when they run the ball and they don't gain yards. He looks over the sideline and throws his hand down in disgust like, that's a terrible call. So,
well, he knows how to make up for it quickly. Perhaps right here too. 3rd and goal. Across the middle, and flags again as he was trying to find Harrison. Look at this. Brayton, Woodson exchanging shoves with Harrison. You may have taken a touchdown away from me, guys. There's a long summit over this one.
Well, there was a lot of flags thrown, Jim. This will be multiple fouls on this play. Pass interference, holding.
Holding prior to the pass. Number 34, the defense. It's half the distance to the goal. It's an automatic first down.
Ray Buchanan, number 34. There it is up on the top of your screen. Had a hold of the jersey.
And Brayton with the little right elbow got the attention of both Wayne and Harrison. Peyton comes in to keep the peace.
Oh, Brayton probably laughed. Marvis Harrison jumped on and pushed him and didn't even move him.
There was no call on Danny Clark as the pass was coming in to Harrison. And Harrison got flattened before the ball got there. Well, Tony's unhappy about this.
He's unhappy because he wants hold or pass interference in the end zone where they'd get the football at the 1-yard line instead of the 2. I would think that's what he was arguing about.
First and goal. This time Edrin gets right to the, well, right to the plane, but denied. Just shy of it by Anderson.
It's so tough to score down here. Fake it to the right side. Edrin coming to the left. Travian Smith, Marcus Anderson, both come in there and make the big hit to stop Edrin from the touchdown.
No receivers in this formation. Clark on a wing to the right, 2nd down and goal. Edrin James, he's in this time. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Edrin James' 5th rushing touchdown of the season here in game 5. Bryant comes back on for the extra point. And it's good. First touchdown of the second half as they open it up now, 28-7. Edgerrin has his 100-yard game and a touch as well. Carlos Francis now on the return team. Jerry Rice without a catch. The streak ended, of course, in week 2 against Buffalo, 274. It's Ronald Curry, the short man, and he's out to the 35. So Collins and the Raiders start from here, the 35, down in this one, 28-7. Kerry Collins and the Raiders begin from the 35, shut out in this half, and Collins is picked off on first down. Picked off by June. He was looking for Doug Gabriel, and June just jumped up and took it away. Second pass picked off today by the Colts.
Cato June, the outside linebacker in this defense, his job is to get out underneath the outside routes by the wide receiver. Kerry Collins saw him, tried to throw it over top of him, but just misjudged the talent of Cato June. Boy, well played by him.
Cato June, second-year player from the University of Michigan. Kerry Collins, 5 interceptions now in his 2 starts. First down, Colts from the 45 and a yard. That's all for this Indianapolis defense. Is going to be a big part of the story if they can continue to go the rest of this quarter the way it's been all afternoon. Turning in their best performance of the half, as Tony Dungy said at halftime. Second down 9, and there is Wayne slashing to the middle. And Napoleon Harris rides him down just shy of the first. 3rd and 1.
This is something the Colts do so much of. Inside receiver goes down the field. The outside receiver comes under. Peyton Manning is terrific with the speed and the touch of these throws. The receivers make the tough catches inside, and you see that at least 5 times a game from the Colts offense.
3rd and 1. Manning right on the number 200. 200 yards with that gain of 8 yards. And run for that first down. They get it easily. Edgerrin James picks up 5. Mulling helped clear the pass.
You know, Jim, that last play where we saw Reggie Wayne catch it underneath, it used to be Marvin Harrison was the only one that you would see catch that pass. But now we've talked about it, the way they're distributing the football all over the field, and they're putting in plays. Hey, it doesn't always have to be to Marvin. Now Reggie Wayne, he gets a few of those easy catches going across the middle.
Reggie Wayne with the first and second touchdown of the game today for the Colts. Munro caught the first one. Clark the 3rd one, and Edgerrin James ran for their 4th score. Here he picks up 3 on first down carry. So just working the clock with 11 minutes to go. 25 first downs on the day for the Colts.
Oh, you know, this is so tough. The Colts methodical, running it, physically dominating. You know, everybody thinks they're going to come in and push this Colts football team around in just being more physical than them, but that has not been the case today.
Dominique Rhodes is in on 2nd down 7. And the Raiders 27. Rhodes flattened at the line of scrimmage. Edgerrin with 130 yards on the day and almost a 100-yard advantage on the ground for Indianapolis. They have the numbers on the airwaves too. 25-11 first downs. Looking for another one here. 3rd down and 7. steps up, looks, and Stokely, he is going to be really upset about that one slipping through.
Well, that was some play. I even quit looking at Brandon Stokely. He came in motion. He went down the field. They covered Marvin Harrison, and Peyton Manning buys extra time. Watch Stokely go to, oh, what a move.
Wow, and Charles Woodson.
He faked out, came back in. Perfect throw by Peyton Manning. Inside, down low, where only his guy has a chance to catch it.
And Matt Bryant comes in to try his first field goal as a Colt. Again, signed on Friday. Just figures to be a one-game replacement for Vanderjagt. And this kick, well, look at it, slicing, but still no good from 45 yards. Vanderjagt, the best there is. We'll be back in 2 weeks when they return. Rich Gannon watching this game from upstairs. After fractured vertebrae suffered a couple of weeks ago. Sideline him. He has still not been IR'd on the season. 1st and 10 Raiders, and again they dump it off to Zeraway. He's got the first down after the 48-yard line. Gannon got hurt in week 3 against Tampa, and it's not a pretty sight here where he broke the vertebrae and bottom of his neck. The injury after that helmet-to-helmet collision with Derek Brooks. He has seen some specialists. Expected to see some more, and people question whether not only will he return this season, but will he return ever. 1st and 10, and Collins swings it over back to Zeraway, and that's good for another first down at the 41. Let's go back down to Bonnie.
Well, Jim, you're right. Rich Gannon met with some specialists in Philadelphia down to Temple Medical in Carolina. He got here last night, and personnel head Mike Lombardi told me the plan is for Gannon to meet with one more specialist, a back specialist in LA early this week. After that, the Raiders will sit down and decide whether injured reserve is the best option. One of those business decisions usually, Jim, but a very personal one for Norv Turner, who has so much admiration for Gannon's drive, coming back from off-season shoulder surgery, learning a new offense, and getting the job from Kerry Collins.
And here on first down, Bonnie, the pass falls incomplete. Talking about the information you got there from Michael Lombardi, senior personnel executive, and really one who did a lot of with Mr. Davis, of course, in the offseason, retooling, reworking, and bring in the likes of Sapp and Washington and Collins and Zeraway.
Yeah, but Jim, when you talk about Rich Gannon, it's got to be so frustrating. It's so sad for him. He plays so hard, and he finally got the recognition he deserved these last few years. He worked so hard in the offseason because he wanted to show everybody that he still had it, and he was in his best shape of his career. And to get hurt, I know, is, well, how do you say that it's disappointing? That's not even a good enough word.
More like devastating for him.
Yeah, it is devastating. Because you know at his age, you only have so many more chances. And I'm sure he's hoping he gets at least one more chance.
Sitting alongside another Raider executive, Artie Gigantino. 3rd down and 2. Jerry Rice comes in for the Raiders. Indianapolis last in the NFL in yardage allowed, but helping their numbers today, bringing them down. And the catch by Porter for the first. Gain of 5 to Jerry Porter. Driving for the first time really in this half from the 28. Collins sandwiched in there, gets out, and now just flips it away. He was out of the pocket and just kind of flipped it away, incomplete.
Looks like we got offsides against the Indianapolis Colts defensive line.
Offside, number 79 of the defense in the neutral zone to the snap. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
And you know what's significant about that penalty here with 6:59 to go in the game?
I do.
It is the first, there it is, first penalty of the day against Indianapolis.
When we showed that graphic a few minutes earlier where the Colts defense has only given up 200 yards today. I've watched this game, I've been impressed. They are flying to the football, and they're very physical when it comes to tackling the runners and receivers.
1st and 5, and Zeraway has a shoe taken away and a long gain as well, as Jerome Sapp was able to undress him there at the 20-yard line.
And, you know, we talked about it too, Jim. Ron Meeks, the defensive coordinator. We talked to Tony Dungy on Friday, and, you know, they understand. And Tony Dungy, what did he say? He goes, I really have to check myself. We're young, we're inexperienced. I want to really yell at them a lot, but I can't, so I'm holding back. But he says, trust me, before this is over, this is going to be a good defense, and we're going to get better and better.
2nd down and 1. Collins looking for Anderson. The rookie tight end has it for the touchdown. Courtney Anderson's first touchdown of an NFL career that is so promising. 21-yard hookup.
The Raiders have tried to throw some of these seam passes today. They had one intercepted because it was tipped. That time, Kerry Collins gets it just high enough. Watch Jim Nelson. He's going to jump. He misses it right between the corner, Nick Harper, and the safety, Dries Bashir, for the touchdown.
Janikowski. Extra point on the way. And 28-14. Courtney Anderson, drafted in the 7th round out of San Jose State, hauls it in for the score in the 4th quarter. Come on back inside with 6:14 to go in the game, and you look at the Colts possessions, Phil. They are, well, they didn't have many short ones.
Yeah, they're all good, and this one you just discount. That was before the half. This Raider defense has not stopped the Colts offense today.
Dominique Rhodes catches it deep in the end zone as the Raiders elect not to onside kick it, down 28-14. So Peyton trots back onto the field. He'll take it at the 20 when we come back. Manning and the Colts from the 20 with 6:14 remaining. Surprised you they didn't onside kick it, Phil?
Yeah, I was a little surprised because of the graphic we showed, Jim. They haven't stopped them all day. Why do you think you're going to do it now?
Adrian James, you have a hard time bringing him down. Running behind Ryan Deem for about 7. Tony Dungy. His team suffering a really tough loss that opening game against New England. They've actually lost 3 times in this Patriot win streak to New England. And there's his son Eric, who's a fine young football player, 12-year-old son, who wears number 88.
I wonder who that is.
I wonder who his favorite player is. 2nd down and 3 from the 27. He had quite an audience, young Eric, at his most recent game. Peyton Manning dropped by to check it out. So did Edgerrin and Harrison. And it's Edgerrin for no gain. Marcus Anderson.
That's some pressure. 12 years old, though the big 3 shows up to watch you play football.
Remember, Tony said, coach said, hey son, did he get a little nervous? He looked over there and there was Peyton Manning, Marvin Edgerrin. Come on, Dad. You know you can't do that. You got to focus on the game.
Focus it, Dad. One play to, boy, is that the son of Tony Dungy or what?
Really?
When he says something like that in a situation. Those 3 guys show up to your football game. I'm sure all the opposing players were too busy watching and see what they were doing.
And young Eric, playing DB, made 2 picks in that game. 3rd down and 3. Raiders looking to make a play here. Manning, incomplete. And there's the first 3 and out of the day, forced by the Raider defense.
Yeah, it is, but I don't know. It's really just Peyton Manning and Brandon Stokely just not getting it done that time. Manning just a little bit off with the throw, and Brandon Stokely unable to come up with a tough catch.
All right, showtime. Philip Buchanan will be back to return this punt. He's run 3 back for touchdowns in his 3-year career. Early 3rd year of his career. Look at Hunter Smith let one go. Cannon has to backpedal to the 13, looking for a hole, can't find it, and swallowed under at the 15-yard line by Corey Bird. Kerry Collins and the Raiders come out down 28-14. They'll have to start all the way back at their own 15. Tough assignment for Kerry Collins, who once pitched a perfect game here as a Giant quarterback. Jerry Rice on the sidelines, has not even been thrown to once today. He has 3 catches in his last 19 quarters of action. Collins on 1st down goes back to the man he hooked up with on the touchdown, Courtney Anderson, for a gain of 14. Kerry Collins in December of 2002 with the Giants. Came in here, threw 4 touchdowns, over 300 yards, led them to victory for the perfect 158.3 quarterback rating. The only time a Tony Dungy coach team, or even one where he was a defensive coordinator, where one was allowed. Back to Anderson. And that'll set up 2nd down and 7. Not that there are many perfect games ever turned in, even in a year. Here's the game, December 22nd. Carey tossing 4 touchdowns. That one to Toomer, leading him to victory. In fact, since 2001, there have been only 4 in the whole league. 2 of them by Peyton. Trent Green with the other one. He'll have to be perfect the rest of the way here. Down 14. 2nd down 7. Collins with pressure. Got it away to Ronald Curry. Not that bad. Jerry Rice is back in. And 3rd and short. 3rd and a yard. Cross him up. They try to. Zaraway and did not fool this Colts defense. So 4th and a yard as we move inside 4 minutes.
This is where the Colts defense has been so tough. 3rd and short when you're trying to keep a drive along, or 4th down situations. And Tony Dungy says, we're good in those situations because we go over exactly in practice what we think the opposing team is going to do.
Under center is Collins on 4th and 1. J.R. Redmond is the lone back, and what a good block he's throwing here. Collins needs some help. Back to the middle. He's picked off by Harper. Harper's 2nd pick of the day. There is a flag, and it could be a late hit against the Colts after Collins released it.
Personal foul. Unnecessary. Roughing the passer. Number 57 of the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down.
It's called on Jim Nelson. Take the interception away and bring the Raiders offense back out here.
Nobody is open for Kerry Collins to throw to. Then he just takes one for the team, and Jim Nelson hit him while he was in the field of play. So it's not a very good call. But it was close. And then when it's close, you can't hit the quarterback.
Boy, the 15-yard penalty takes the football all the way to the Colts 47.
Now, there was nobody open. Kerry Collins knew it. And Jim, he just threw it up. And that's what you got to do in a situation like that. Wasn't worried about the interception. What's going to happen? Just hoping his team would make a play.
1st down, Raiders. 3:17 to go. They have all 3 timeouts remaining. Collins, good protection this time. Now finds a man. Wow, what a hit on J.R. Redmond. He was just walloped by Raheem Brock.
We talked about it earlier. They are hitting this Colts defense. Speed. Raheem Brock, a defensive lineman back in pass coverage. Coming forward, that's going to hurt.
So an incompletion stops the clock with 3:09. And Zaraway is back in there. 2nd down and 10. Collins zips it. Gabriel unable to hold on to it.
Tough situation here. Kerry Collins, you know they're coming at you. Look at the window he has to throw in. It is beautiful. A little off target with the throw, and Gabriel usually would come up with that catch, but not that time.
Well, you think about moments that change the entire way a game is played. That opening drive by the Raiders when he had Gabriel open.
That, Jim, the story for the Raiders, that missed touchdown, a touchdown called back, and penalties kept the Indianapolis Colts drives going.
3rd and 10. Collins pumps and almost picked, but deflected anyway by Harper. He was looking for Gabriel. Nick Harper is in the middle of a lot of action.
Kerry Collins pumped it down the middle. Good job by Nick Harper not going for the pump, and keeps running with Gabriel and just touches it like you said, Jim. That was close.
So 4th down coming from the Raiders. You look at Nick Harper out of Fort Valley State, his 4th year, already with a pick today. Last chance for the Raiders. Collins on 4th down across the middle. Oh, he had Porter open. Colts will take over.
You were right. Jerry Porter is open in the middle of the field. Kerry Collins is thinking he's going to keep running. He doesn't. He stops. The ball falls incomplete. Watch Porter. Slows down. Kerry Collins thought he was going to keep moving across. That kind of sums it up for the Oakland Raiders. Just off with their passing game. Penalties hurt them. When you make mistakes, the Colts have taken advantage of them too. So give the Colts a lot of credit for what they've done here today.
And give Edgerrin James a rest. Dominique Rhodes on 1st and 10. Raiders come up, and they may take one of their timeouts. They do. With 2:45 remaining.
Well, penalties have really destroyed this Raider team today. They have the Colts stop. They jump off sides on a punt. And what's Peyton Manning do with the first play? Touchdown. Penalties in the end zone. Instead of making the Colts kick field goals, they keep giving them second chances. And the Colts come through with a touchdown.
What's that opening drive touchdown they had? There was an offside penalty on a 3rd and 3. They kept the Colts moving.
Yep.
Led to a touchdown pass, Manning to Monroe.
You know, the Raiders, they wanted to be physical. They kind of did that with their defense at times, but what they didn't account for, and I didn't even really put into account, is the Colts said, if you're going to play pass, then we'll just run it, and they did it. They took advantage of a Raider defense that was trying to shut down the wide receivers.
2nd down on 11. It's Rhodes again. He gets back the yard he had lost on the previous run, plus one more. You wonder about that Colts offense that here at home, and it's just amazing what they do. You look at the three touchdown passes by Peyton. Edgerrin with a huge game, and Marvin Harrison had the one catch, 33-yarder.
Well, you know, Jim, what's interesting, the Colts are doing it in a lot of ways. This offensive line has been terrific. Peyton Manning only sacked one time, hurried twice, knocked to the ground twice. I got to tell you, that's about as good as you can do against him. But they beat Green Bay throwing it deep. They beat Jacksonville throwing it short. Today, they won this football game because they were physically more dominant up front. So they can do it all. So you got to decide which way you want to lose to their offense.
That was a dangerous pass on 3rd and 9. And again, they'll have to bring out Hunter Smith as Denard Walker was there to immediately bring down Reggie Wayne.
And you talk about the big three. We don't talk about the offensive line enough. Howard Mudd, I mean, how can you have so much success as an offense? Well, your offensive line has got to be terrific. He has been here for the whole time with Peyton Manning and Tom Moore, and that's a big three. That's really probably the biggest reason of all why this Colts offense is so good.
We got here, what, 3 hours with you, 3 hours before the game, and walked down on the field. There was Tom Moore pacing out on the field. And what's up, Coach? Said nothing. Just waiting for the game to start.
And what?
And I get here every game at 7 in the morning.
Yeah, you got here.
Start walking.
But you said he goes to you, I'm nervous.
I'm nervous.
Well, Tom Moore wakes up nervous. You know, they have a little 7-on-7 practice. He's worried something's not going to go right in that. So that's just what he is as a coach.
Peter Smith not as long to kick this time. And this ball though will behave for Hunter Smith inside the 10. And it'll settle at the 8. You got the other connection, Coach Moore. There he is, going all the way back into the 70s with Tony Dungy when Moore was on the staff at Minnesota, recruiting Tony Dungy to come play football for the Golden Gophers. And Tony talked about him like, almost like a surrogate father type thing. He'd never been on a plane, Tony Dungy, in his life. And Coach Moore said, you worried about it, or you haven't done it before? I'll come and get you. And he did. He went, picked him up, flew back with him to campus. His first flight. Here's Curry for about 6, and they are flying here at Indianapolis with this combination of talent and coaching. As we approach the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. Collins and the Raiders doubled up by the Colts. Well, the Colts are 2 minutes away from going to 4-1 and handing the Raiders their 3rd loss of the season. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein. What's the headline on this game, you think, Phil?
Hey, quit talking about the Colts defense. As we said early, Jim, this Colts team, they're happy about who they are. Their offense, and they just try to survive on defense. They do it. And for the Raiders, they got to just clean it up. That's what it's all about.
Well, there's what you're talking about as the interception is made by Jason David. Inside the 20, Jason David scores the touchdown for the Colts.
Kerry Collins trying to be aggressive, playing as if the game is not over, and that is good. But also, when you're in a situation like that, for his confidence and for the team, he should have taken no chances and see if he could just maneuver the football down the field and then try to score. To take that type of chance on the first play, it's just not good quarterbacking.
3rd pick of the day suffered by Kerry Collins, and this one returned 34 yards for the touchdown by Jason David. We talked about the triplets and all this offensive firepower, but it's the Colts defense is going to have a lot of people who are Colts fans smiling tomorrow when they take a look back at this game.
Yeah, you're right. And one thing we've noticed today, Jim, this Colts defense, it will attack. It is fast, there's no doubt, and it is unbelievably undersized, but here in the Dome it doesn't seem to be that big of a factor. And then you talk about the Raiders. I know we beat it to death, and you just got to keep saying it. This league is too tough. The players are too good you're going against. You can't continuously just make mistakes. You can't give other good football players second chances. That's what they've done all day long. They did it last week. They did it the opening week in Pittsburgh. So they got a lot of work to do as far as getting rid of these mistakes and all the penalties.
Remember what Dwight Freeney told us? He hasn't had any sacks today, but he's really a leader of this defense. Makes it so much happen. He says it's frustrating but true, but if we can just hold a team to 14 to 17 points, we should never lose a game.
Well,
they've got it right on 14 they've allowed the Raiders today.
That would be a shutout if you keep the Indianapolis Colts under 17.
Francis, rookie returner from the 10-yard line down at the 27. That defense, you kind of touched on it. Tony Dungy said, again, we're young, we're athletic, we're still growing together. But by November is when he put the timeline on it. Tony said by November, I think we're going to be where we want that defense to be.
And he wants his defense to mirror his offense. What were the words? He goes, I want my defense to be really simple. They're not going to try to outcoach you. They're just going to give them a couple things to do and try to execute them really well. And that's how you get good. You just keep repeating what you're doing, and where it becomes second nature for your players. And look at today. That is some effort by this Colts defense.
And Curry with the shake and the fake. He picks up about 9 on the first down catch. 1:30 remaining. See how much they lay back here with the Raiders in the final minute. And that one's just thrown away in the area of Anderson. 3rd and 1 coming up. Well, the Raiders, this has been the longest road losing streak in franchise history. And it's going to be extended to 12 now. We'll go ahead and put that one in. Add this one to the list to 12 straight.
Boy,
that's Ray Buchanan. 3rd down 1. J.R. Redmond There's the first down at the 40. The executive producers of the NFL on CBS are Sean McManus and Tony Petitti. Today's game produced by Lance Barrow and directed by Mike Arnold. The senior producer of CBS Sports and the NFL Today is Eric Mann. And the director of the studio operation is Bob Matina. Coordinating producer, CBS Sports Harold Bryant. Associate directors today's game, Steve Karasek, Pete Radovich. So the Raiders now come out here with under 50 seconds to go on first down. Thanks also to our broadcast associates Andy Friedman, Steve Murphy. Technical manager is Pete Calander. Jonas Einstein, technical director. Ed Soltis, our audio supervisor. Tommy Spencer up in the booth. And Ethan Cooperton.
Nice try, Tommy. Nice try, Ethan.
Ethan Cooperson banging out some numbers here for us today as you just keep churning out all these numbers that the Colts can post. Our thanks to the whole crew. Second down and looking downfield for Whitted. Sliding over there trying to make the pick at the last moment was Anthony Floyd. So you look at the Colts here, Phil, on their way to 4-1, going into a bye. And if someone thought this might be a little letdown opportunity, I know Tony Dungy's talk to the team yesterday was, guys, we can't afford to look past anybody now, but you're coming off a couple of divisional wins. And, you know, some thought they might be ripe. Certainly not the case, but they'll have Jacksonville coming up again right out of the bye here at the Dome.
Well, nothing's easy in this league. You saw the schedule.
Third down and Collins and a flag thrown.
But it kind of goes back to what we talked about, right? Friday when we left the Colts complex, we were in the car and I kind of laughed. I said, don't you think the Colts are really just happy about where they're at and what they are as a team?
Number 65 of the offense. That penalty will be declined. Result of the play is a fourth down.
Everybody talks. You know, when you bring the Colts up, the first thing everybody says, they can't win anything, their defense. And I go, wait, hold on. They were in the AFC Championship game last year. They had lots of chances to get it done. This offense is better than last year. And you would think the defense, like Tony Dungy said, new players, faster, more athletic, that it's going to get better as the year goes along. So I don't know if that argument is a good argument when you say their defense can't do it.
Fourth down. They go underneath to Curry, not even close to the first. So that will do it. We've got the Subway post-game show coming up. Stop the clock with a change of possession. Subway post-game show back to the studio coming up in just a few minutes. Meanwhile, we've looked at what the Colts are doing. The Raiders get to return home for a pair of games. Divisional game against Denver next week, and then the Saints, New Orleans, coming in 2 weeks out.
Well, in the NFL, you can improve dramatically from week to week. So the Raiders, they can fix this. It won't take the rest of the year. It won't take a month. They could sharpen this up for next week. So just got to correct a lot of the mistakes.
Well, the Colts post another win. 4 straight W's after the opening loss. 35-14 final.